Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you are viewing this video. I'm Dr. Olayinka Conley. I am a lecturer in the university. On this channel, I do a number of stuff, so view the playlist on this channel to see those areas where I drop video. Meanwhile, if you are not subscribed to this channel, kindly click subscribe on your screen right now to subscribe to this channel. The video you are viewing today is titled Social Psychology. Oh, I love social psychology. It's a very important area. It's the intersection of psychology and sociology. And in some universities across the world, social psychology is taught across social sciences. It's taught as a core course for many disciplines in the social sciences, but it's core to psychology. It's an area of specialization of psychology, and I love it. In fact, when I took this course in my undergrad, I smashed it. I got very high grade in this course because I love it. And since then, I even became a lecturer. I've been intervening in this area, tracking this course, and because of its centrality, I decided to make this video. So it is a very important area of study. It's a subfield of psychology, like I said, and it emerged in early 20th century. And since people have been working on it, so it became a popular course, a popular subdiscipline of psychology by mid and late 20th century. So it's relatively a new area of study. And so, though it's very difficult for us to credit the development or emergence of social psychology to an individual. But you have, some important scholars who did early studies that made social psychology popular. You have people like, Abraham Maslow when he was talking about the hierarchy of needs, Pavlov also, or Carl Jung. Carl Jung who also did studies in this area. So, social psychology, generally means the influence of social factors on individuals. Social psychology it talks about the complicated interconnection between individuals and the role of social factors. So social psychologists want to understand, or social psychology examines, the impact of thought processes on the feelings, on the emotions, on the attitude of people or of individual in society. So, and this is very important. Our social psychologists want to understand how an individual feels, the emotion of individuals, the perception of individuals, and how these perceptions, these emotions, these feelings, how these affect, the individual ultimate action in society, how it affects their action and interaction. Social factors, will impact people's thought processes. Social actions mean the behavior of others. Let me actually also break it down this way. Social psychology talks about social means interaction, social factors, social forces, how these interactions affect the psychology of individuals. That's the way to just break social psychology down. So all that you will be taught, all people learn, the theories, the methodologies, the concepts, all of them put together will work towards achieving one particular goal. What's this particular goal? How social forces, social interaction, social action and inaction, how this in a complex manner, in a complicated manner, affects individual. You see, that is why it affects how individual feels, how individuals perceive things, how individual, the emotion of the individual. That's why I said initially that usually, intellectually speaking, we put social psychology at the intersection of psychology and sociology, in the sense that psychologists want to understand the individual, want to understand individual thinking, individual emotion, individual behavior. But sociologists want to look at how group, emerge, how group, interact, how group behave. Why they say psychologists do it with individuals, sociologists do it with group. So when you now look at how the group issues, the group factors, interactions among groups, how this ultimately influence or affect individual thought processes, and how these thought processes also influence individual perception, individuals' feelings, individual emotion, then you are talking about social psychology. Because ultimately, this is very important. That's why American Psychology Association, look at social psychology as the studies, that tries to examine how individual feelings, thoughts, and actions are affected by people's real, imagined, and symbolic emotion and action in society. What this means is that ultimately, even the emotion, according to American Psychological Association, these feelings, emotions, may not even be real. But if individuals interpret them as real, then they are real in their consequences. And these individuals, ultimately, depending on their interpretation of this symbolic, imagined, or real actions of others, then this will inform the behavior of the individual. And that is why, for social psychologists, we want to understand the behavior, the feelings of individuals based on the action or the feelings or emotion of others. So this American Psychological Association's definition is very important for us, because this enables us to see how thoughts impact the perceptions, feelings, and emotions of others, and how these ultimately make individuals act the way they act. That's why I can simply drop it this way, that the way an individual thinks in his or her heart is dependent on the emotions, the attitude, and the imaginations of others. And the way this individual then thinks will determine how he reasons and how he behaves or she behaves. So it's about individual and society, and it tries to understand the complex and complicated relationship between society and individual. So this generally should assist you to better now appreciate social psychology. That is just the individual we are interested in social psychology, but you cannot understand the individuals, the thoughts of individuals, the feelings, the emotions of individuals, the imaginaries of individuals without understanding the social factors, the behaviors, the attitude of others, and how they impact the thoughts and the feelings of these individuals. So it's others plus the others and their effect on the individual. And there are many theories that can assist us that we use in social psychology. And these theories all want to assist us to be able to explain the individuals we are interested in better. Don't forget, theories are what? Theories are explanatory frameworks to explain, the behavior of people in society generally, and individual in particular within the context of social psychology. So theories just want to explain. So the theories I will mention, they are common and popular theories in social psychology that we use to explain thinking, feelings, emotion of individuals in society and the role of the others on these individuals. So a popular theory we use in social psychology is social identity theory. Then we have another theory, social learning theory. We have another theory, cognitive dissonance theory. We have a theory, social exchange theory. So there's a video on social exchange theory on this channel already. So all these other theories I'm mentioning, I will drop videos on them sometime soon. So stay tuned. Then there is self-perception theory, because social psychology also wants to understand the perception of people. When these thoughts, people form their thoughts, it affects their perception. It affects how they see the world. This is also a part of the interest of social psychology, to understand how the thought of people affect the perception, the behavior of others, social factors, how they affect the thought of individuals, and how this thought affect the perception of individuals, and how this perception ultimately affects the feelings and emotions and ultimate action of an individual. So self-perception theory is another very important theory. We have the self-determination theory. It's another theory. We have the learned helplessness theory. Then we have the labeling theory. Then we have cultural deviance theory. So these are very common theories that we use in social psychology. So all these theories, all we want us to do is to explain individual, thoughts, perceptions, feelings, emotions, imaginations, and how this ultimately influence the behavior of individuals in society in which they live. Individual, their perception, imaginations, emotions, feelings, and how these are affected by the action and inaction of others in their social context, social environment. Interesting, isn't it? So as I want to round up, let me tell you some areas, the areas of interest of social psychologists. There are some areas of interest of social psychologists. Social psychologists are interested in group dynamics, how groups are formed and their change, attitudes. Social psychologists, when you begin to ask people questions about their attitude, or individuals questions about their attitude, you're already a social psychologist. They talk about interpersonal relationships, how people are relating among themselves, implicit bias, prejudice, stereotypes. These are things, bullying. When people are bullying, others want to ask questions. Why is A bullying? And why is B not bullying in the same society? That can be interesting. Social psychologists can be interested in the ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism is another area we are interested in. Criminal activities. We are interested in criminal activities, aggression, leadership. We are interested in leadership, substance abuse or drug abuse. We are interested in deviant behavior and even conformity. Why is an individual conforming, yet the other one is deviating from the norms of society? Why is an individual aggressive, while the other is not aggressive? Why is an individual exceptional in leadership quality in the society where people don't have leadership quality? So these are kind of questions we can give. But this social psychology is a very prosperous career area. In fact, according to recent statistics, there's 6% growth rate, in the popularity prospect of social psychology. Social psychologists can work in management, can work in healthcare, can work in marketing, can work in conflict resolution, can come with tech design, can work in environmental protection, can work in many areas, can work in government offices, can work in non-governmental organizations, can work as strategist, can work as security expert, can lecture, can work in non-governmental organizations, can work in educational services, can work in research and consultancy, can work in rehabilitation. So many areas where social psychologists can work, because psychologists also want to understand individual and how to make relationship and individual interaction very, very, seamless, and for society to function effectively. Wouldn't you rather be a social psychologist? And this is an area now that is burgeoning in many countries. I love it because it's deeply penetrating into different areas of interest in the social sciences. This is a subfield of psychology, but it has a lot of courses, like other students from other social sciences, borrow these courses. And in some countries, social psychology is now a core course in different disciplines, which is why it's important that I make this video. Wow. Until I see you in my next video, kindly click subscribe on your screen right now. Bye for now.